Hey all. So this is going to be a little informal. It's not going to be like a review type style thing. It's going to be me ranting a little bit while I overlay some Sonic Symphony footage and the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth footage. I just wanted to talk about my experience with these gaming symphonies because they're an art form. I feel like they should be preserved, and I will be posting the raw footage and the sound just on my channel. For those of you who don't know, I'm posting the Newark and New York Sonic Symphonies and the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth New York Orchestra. And let's just start talking about it. So for the Sonic Symphony, it was really interesting because you had all of these people who were dressed up. You had people in suits, you had people in cosplay, you had people coming together to really just soak in the nostalgia of everything Sonic means to people. And it's very interesting, the musical compositions, right? You had Sonic 1, 2, and 3, and each concert I hear and see is different. They didn't have, I think, in one concert, a musical composition for any of CD's musics, I think. But instead, they went for Mania. The Newark one, especially. They actually had T-Lopes there, and they had, what is her name, who sang Without You. What is her name? Anyway, beautiful woman. She is, well, voice of an angel. She's. Anyway, so, each concert was so unique. I'm a little upset I didn't get to see, who is it, Nate Wants to Battle. I've been listening to him for ages, but you know what, for what it's worth, the two concerts I went to, completely different. Loved them both. And it was so funny when you would get to, past the Genesis era games, right? There were some ones where I think Dreams of Absolution, in one concert, they, and again, I'm kind of mixing this up a little bit with things I've seen online. Some were vocal, some were not. They would switch between them, which was really cool. And it kind of just stinks how, actually they did preserve the compositions themselves are preserved, and, they're on Spotify or anything. But the actual concerts themselves, they didn't record it. What the Sonic Symphony actually did was they actually posted each and every time they had a concert, which was phenomenal. They always had an ending picture. Let me get where is it? Sonic Symphony. Where is it? And I really hope they continue doing this because it really was so beautiful. Here we go. This was Atlanta. I wasn't at Atlanta. This was Dallas. Nope, wasn't at Dallas. So, yeah, NJ Pack. Here we go. And you can actually see me in the crowd if you look, because I have both my hands up. And if I show it on camera, you're not going to see it. But yeah, really wonderful. They did record it. The camera person or whatever, they would take a ton of pictures and stuff. So, I don't know if they recorded the whole concert, but they really did their best to kind of just get as much out there. All of the fans are there. And I'm sure, at one point in our life, we will eventually be able to get to the point where cameras can just see every individual face or zoom in like crazy. Maybe we already are at that point. But I wasn't the first in the crowd for a lot of it. The Newark one, I was closer than the New York one. I actually had to run down to the stand a little bit to try and get to the front of the New York one, but it was so far away from where they took the selfie. But no, the atmosphere was wonderful. You could tell every musician there loved the franchise, as much as, everyone else did. And it was funny because you'd have the glow sticks, and in my my vault episode for this where I go over what I got at the symphonies. I think it's a great thing, that everyone had the glow sticks, and you had if All Hail Shadow was playing, everything would be red. If it was City Escape, everyone would have their sticks be blue. If it was Tails or Amy's theme, everyone's sticks would be yellow or pink respectively. All Hail Shadow played, forget about it. Everyone was losing their minds. Speaking of which, every time Maria got every time Maria got it, everyone cheered. Both concerts, everyone cheered. So that was funny. And you know what? Other funny moments too, like the Chemical Plant Zone, where the water thing happened, and it was just wonderful. Actually, the guy who did the video edits went to Too Many Games last year, and he was talking about it. And I'm sure you can find it on Too Many Games websites. They preserve all of their interviews, which I adore because preservation is very important, no matter the medium. Or niche of the medium. This is a bit of a niche of the medium. This is like the adult version of video gaming as a whole. You see the movie, you go to the orchestra, I got to say, I actually got to say my first symphony was, or my first orchestra was. So, and people are like, oh, you saw an orchestra. Well, who did you see? And I'm like, I saw the Sonic Symphony. And it's very funny. They're like, oh, interesting. But they can't say anything because it's an actual symphony. So there's that. Every song, listen, the mid-show banger, City Escape. There's no way that wasn't the mid-show banger. And of course, you had wonderful songs, and I think Night of the Wind played, and, just, there's so many songs. They didn't play the main theme of Sync of the Rings, thank goodness, because that plays everywhere. I think no, they didn't actually show that one. That was another one they didn't really show. Weird. Obviously they couldn't cover the whole franchise. I felt like they could do one song from every game if they really wanted to. But I think they wanted to focus on all of the bangers, right? His World, that was a great one. They also had, what else? Pumpkin Hill, because of course, it's hello. I don't think they had I Am the Eggman. I could be wrong. I feel like I've seen... Oh, no. Maybe that was one of the ones where they didn't have the lyrics for. Again, kind of stinks, but, okay. Also, the artwork is the utmost adorable thing, and I would love to have made it my screensaver, like on my computer or something. Because everyone's in, a tie or something. Even Robotnik got in on it. It was cute. In the beginning of the show, everyone did the countdown, and it was just so wonderful. And everyone was so inviting, and oh my gosh, there was another... I have to go to my car real quick. Hold on. So, in the second symphony I saw, the Newark one, there was someone giving these out, and they were literal, just... I mean, Sonic Underground keychains? What a deep cut. And I know there was someone from the symphony, who went to some of the other shows. He did a whole Sonic... What was it? Yeah, this. A whole guitar based off, so cool. Mind you, this kid, he did it just to give back to the fandom. Literally, I was like, do you have, an Etsy page or something? Because he didn't know I was going to make a video about this. And he's like, no, I just, and I was like, do you have, anything? Do you, and he's like, no, I just make these for fun. And I'm looking at him, and I'm like, shit. My brother. Dude, this is great. And he had, ones for Sonic, Shadow, and Silver, custom-made ones. He also had, Sally and whatever the Alex? What was the other kid? The green one. I can't think of his name now. No, it was Sonia, Sonic. Oh gosh, that's gonna kill me. Sonia, Sonic, yeah, the brother's name is gonna kill me. I'll have to look it up after this. They're all like something. Anyway, but like, dude, like, that was just pure kindness. And you know what's funny? It's just, like, he was with his mom, and yeah, he was on the spectrum, but like, guess what? That was the kindest thing I experienced at this concert. There was no snobbiness. Everyone was happy to be there. Everyone was excited. The air was electrifying. It was insane. I'd look to my right, someone was going crazy. I'd look to my left, someone was going crazy. I'd look at my camera, or the reflection of me recording for the sake of, you know, preservation, and I would be excited. And everyone just loved it. And, you know, obviously, everyone with glow sticks, everyone was losing their mind, right? You know, towards the end, too, they would always do these little, like, one-offs, for, the Newark one. They had What Is Her Name? That Is Gonna Kill Me. Let me go on my Spotify real quick and just take a look. Because I think she did that stuff in Ruby, and I had no idea her name, but I thought she was really pretty. Casey Lee Williams, right? That's it? Yeah. Anyway, wonderful experience. She did the Without You in the end. And yeah, and it was great. She just soloed it. You know, and I love the variety that they had, not just with the music and switching between lyrics and not lyrics, you know. And I mean, I've seen the guy who was the lead singer for Crush 40 before, and he loves the franchise too. I wish he was there. I think he might have been there at a few of them. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. I mean, now that he's kind of suing Sega over the rights to the song, or at least trying to get more royalties, honestly, it kind of makes sense because, you know, that was meant to be Sonic's last game, and now it's kind of not. So, you know, I think as an artist, he deserves a little more royalties for the overusage of it. He loves the fandom. He loves, like, I think if it was between the choice of them removing the song completely or paying him a little more royalties, I'm sorry, I think, like, he would rather let the fans have the song. And I could be wrong, right? If Sega was like, you realize if this happens, we're not using the song anymore, like, and we'll pay you the money, but we're not using the song anymore. And he'd probably be upset. I don't know, but I can't speak for him. I just know he was a pretty chill dude. What else? Jeez, like, I just, the art, the merch, yeah, it was conglomerate. Yes, I wish I got a poster of it. Will I probably just print my own out? Probably. I would have loved to have gotten one of my posters, like, signed. I would have stayed so long. I don't know, like, I actually didn't get a poster. I got a t-shirt instead. And a glow stick and a mouse pad, actually. Ask me if I'm ever going to open that mouse pad. I'm not sure. But, you know, I'm sure people can, you know, take the art eventually and make their own thing, because I don't think they're doing the symphonies anymore. I could be wrong. I think they might have a one or two. I don't know. They're packed theaters. All of them are packed theaters. I didn't see a single seat not taken. So, which says a lot, because, you know, once I talk a little bit about the next one, it really, that was rough. I think it was just because of the location. Pretty snobby location, but, you know, it's funny, too, because at NJ Pack and the other theater that was in New York, gosh, I think it was Carnegie Hall in New York as well. I could be wrong. No, I think it was Broadway. Anyway, they're like, please don't record. Everyone was like, we're recording. In the Sonic shows, they're like, we're recording it. We paid an arm and a leg for this experience. We're gonna get it. Actually, Sonic show, he was live streaming the whole thing. What was it? Is it Sonic show? What's his name? It's gonna kill. Yeah. Is it? Is it?
I just threw away the last...
No, that not the raccoon guy. Who's... that's gonna kill me. Oh, that's gonna kill me. Who is this? He's the dude who always has the backdrop of Roblox Sonic, and I can't think. Whatever. Anyway, don't matter. Because, he was there. He was live stream. It was a wonderful experience. I couldn't even ask for a better, I guess, community. And it's funny how there's all different types of people. Some people that I would never associate myself with otherwise. Some people that I'd be pretty cool with. And, some people that I just was like, I'm glad that you look so not a Sonic fan, like a normal, person. But they're just like, I want my childhood. It was wonderful. It was an experience that, yeah, probably not the smartest to put myself into more debt. Credit card wise, sure, fine, whatever. Money's an illusion anyway, right? But they literally, there's no price I could have put on this. There's no price. And you know what? In the second concert, actually, some of my classmates came, and I got to see them again after graduation. Chris and I think Khalil was there. Was Khalil there? I don't remember. Chris, CJ. Who was it? Chris or CJ? Anyway, point in case, it was. I couldn't even begin to tell you. And what's funny, and all the inside jokes too. Like, where's the damn fourth Chaos Emerald? Or, oh, I wonder if they're going to play anything from Boom. Which, no, they don't. They want to hide that one. They want to hide that one so far underground. Which, by the way, plug in, if you're watching this, I have a game on Steam that I totally want to outsell Boom. But in order for me to track it, because Steam is not great, you have to leave a review. I don't care if it's a 1-star review. I don't care if it's a 5-star review. You just have to leave a review. You could tell me the game is terrible, and I'd agree with you because it was made by 3 people. You could tell me it was great because it was made by 3 people. I would also agree with you. I give you a product, it's 99 cents, you know what you're paying for. You know what you're paying for, right? So, that in mind, let's talk about, I guess, let's see here, oh, right. Also, in the symphony, literally Live and Learn was the last thing that was played. Like, each time. And the crowd was like, Live and Learn! Play Live and Learn! It was so funny that Sega, having their most successful game, be the one that was expected to be the franchise's Hail Mary. And it turned out to be probably their magnum opus. It was the wildest thing. But, with that aside, let's now talk about the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Orchestra. So, I'm gonna be honest, I got there just as they were letting in, and, I, tried to talk to a few people. It was hit or miss. Some people were cool, some people were alright, and, the problem is, it's like, I didn't even, anyone just that was there. It was, everyone was, almost, ashamed to be there? At least from what I saw and felt. It was a very weird atmosphere. People were snobby, but in a sense where it was just, why? Just, you can't just be happy to be here. Anywho, so I sat with, mind you, during the Sonic Symphony, I couldn't talk to anyone. I couldn't really be if I was next to someone, I didn't hear them, I didn't talk to them, everyone was having that much fun. During the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth orchestra, there was one kid and his dad, and they came from Utah. Cool kid. I think he was 17, 18 maybe. He streams on Twitch. Don't know what his username is. If you could find him, let me know. I'd like to buy him a copy of Part 3 when it comes out. or if part 3 comes out and somehow magically this becomes popular, by all means, I would thoroughly, genuinely buy him a copy, because to the right of me was this guy and his girlfriend, and if you want to see the video explanation of why he ruined the orchestra for everyone else around him, I'll let you know. I'll link it down below, along with my game. The guys behind the son and the father were these two gay dudes. They didn't really do anything, and yes, I'm saying they're gay dudes because, well, one, it was kind of obvious. You look at a paper bag and you say, yep, that's a paper bag. You look at a pencil, you say, yep, that's a pencil. Not meant to be derogatory in any shape or form. It was just, that's it. I didn't catch their names. That was it. But, this guy who, for all intents and purposes, well, the dumbest thing you could do for a game you haven't played yet, because mind you, he got the PC release, but the PC release didn't come out yet, so the orchestra played before the PC release, and I'm like, okay, sure, just spoil yourself for the whole game. Like, at this beta is the best way I could describe it, because, no one who was like, I asked you nicely, in that tone, right? Like, I asked you nicely, was just, whatever. The most unmasculine individual I've ever seen. And it got to a point where I said, dude, we could take this outside afterwards. Or I said something like, dude, take it outside. Like I'm not, because I wanted to get the footage to show all of you. And he ruined the best part, which was the main singer for No Promises to Keep, I think the name is for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. She was there. She was genuinely there. It was only in New York. And I'm sure someone had to have recorded the whole thing, right? Unfortunately, I recorded this idiot. There's no better word to say. This idiot. He's like, you're not supposed to record. And I'm like, dude, I paid how much money to be here? Shut the up. I'm dead serious. Because then you had the people, and he went on about this too. He's like, you've recorded it most of the time. I didn't, whatever. It was away from him. My phone was covered by my hand. And, again, covered in the sense where it's like this, right? He's like, I see light. And I'm like, dude, if you were at any other orchestra other than the one at Carnegie Hall, everyone would have light up fucking Buster Swords. Seriously. Dude, come on, shut up. I mean, really. It's not like the movie theater, where, you're whatever, you're at an orchestra. If you want to record, I feel like it's different than a movie theater, because you're not, you're not doing it, you're not texting, you're not watching a video, you're not doing this, you're recording what's already in front of you. That, if that makes sense to anyone, I'm hoping it does. But, you know what, it's funny too, because it's the kind of guy who would say, I don't need you to mansplain this to me, was also the kind of guy who would say, I tried asking you nicely. At this point, his girlfriend was even just head down, just Jesus. Why did I come? They came from, I think, Austin. Again, they were, yeah, I don't even know. Also, fun fact, I actually got a call from Carnegie Hall shortly after, but I didn't notice until the last minute. I don't know if you could, I don't know if I can, yeah, Carnegie Hall, you can see the name. So, their actual building, public place called me. I called back, I was curious, they never called me. They never left a message, they never did anything, so, Carnegie, you got my number. If you have a problem, let me know. I literally have nothing to my name, so, yeah, great. Literally, nothing, I have, what are you gonna sue me for? All my collectibles. I'm sure you'll have tons of, wonderful time selling that in New York. The whole place is basically a mugging ground anyway. Yeah, New York, by the way, all that stuff they're saying about, like, the at least at the time with the migrants and stuff, if you're walking down the certain streets and those certain things, it's very true. I walked it, I saw it. Political views and such aside, it existed, or at least exists. I don't know now. I'm recording this, I think like a month or two later. Just me free-rolling it. I will say, it was weird because also, they didn't allow cameras, like actual cameras, but the problem is everyone's cell phone is a camera now, and I think, it was one of those things where I have a camera that I actually wanted to just take genuine pictures of, right? Like general pictures of, but because they were so snobby about it, instead of taking my one camera, my Canon T2i, which I never used for like anything, like anything, because it doesn't have an auto fixture feature, which again, I do photography. I do photography. So obviously I know how to do lighting adjustments and stuff the best I can. But this little camera, it can't even... Actually, it can do HD, I'm sorry. My other one can't do HD. It's more, it's got a memory card. Anyway, this camera, again, it's a nice $200-$300 camera. I just wish it had like an auto lighting feature. But that's me because, again, I want to do more videography. In fact, I'm only using my desktop Logitech, thing, and that's why I pray for the audio. That's like the one thing I pray for. Again, the reason I wanted to do this kind of informally was because I felt that the variety between the two orchestras was almost like a social experiment, right? You had, on one hand, the Sonic fan base. Everyone was happy to be there. It was great. Like, my experience was wonderful. Yeah, it was Broadway and J-Pack. And then you had Carnegie Hall, which, like, upper echelon, snobby, just not even worth it. I will say, it's interesting. The variety that was there. And you know what's funny too? In the Carnegie Hall one with Rebirth, there were people that brought the swords. They bought the swords online to bring to the hall, and they were like, "No, you can't use them. They look like weapons." And I'm like, if I could give someone a jab with a styrofoam sword, I would. Yeah. I thought about getting one online, but they're like $50. Oh my gosh, the ones at the Sonic Symphony were like $25. And I'm like, why? Like, why so much? And I realized, like, the difference between the fandoms is that Sonic is meant to actually be fun for everyone, and Rebirth or Final Fantasy VII, I guess, for... The original Final Fantasy VII is obviously for a more mature audience and everyone, but, like, Sonic is loved by everyone. Everyone doesn't know Cloud. Everyone knows Sonic. Everyone knows Pikachu. Not everyone knows Sora. Everyone knows Mario, but not everyone knows Captain Falcon. So, I think, between the two, would I like to see more out of the Final Fantasy VII fandom? Yeah, kinda, actually. And that's why I wanted to make this more informal video along with my This Guy Ruined the Orchestra video, which actually popped off pretty well. Apparently, I guess, according to YouTube analytics, someone has been searching it, so I'm hoping it's the one who ruined the orchestra for himself and others. For me, listen, I get free content out of it. Whether I get paid on YouTube or not at this point, I got nothing. In fact, actually, I'm in debt, so ask me if I really care. I don't. But I will say to that guy who his tone was a lot more, like he was into guys a little more than it was girls. His girlfriend was pretty cute, but, I will say it was just one of those things where I dude, he ruined it for himself, but he double ruined it for himself because it played the whole game. That's what baffles me. And there was no way I was not getting One Winged Angel sung to me live in Latin. Dude, oh my God. The experience there for each of the songs was wonderful. I don't know a lot of the song names for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I know No Promises to Keep. I know One Winged Angel, and that's it. I played Remake, I played Rebirth, I played the original back in the day, I played the original up until the point Rebirth is supposed to end. And, when the third one gets announced, I will be playing the rest of it. I don't know if I want to the original Final Fantasy VII. I guess that was more of an experience thing, playing it side by side. A lot of shenanigans, a lot of shenanigans. But I will say, keep in mind, this is just me talking to the audience, whoever's watching. I think this is a medium that should be preserved because it's niche in any fandom, right? To have this experience. I think we're at a point where things can be preserved. Like video games. I feel like video games should be absolutely preserved. I would get my entire collection. If that meant I could preserve 5 games. Just 5. If I had to give my entire collection, be a hero in the gaming community, it's I had the last 5 copies of this in existence, but they wanted to preserve the rest of my collection just in case. Gone. It's gone. It's so hard being a historian in this day and age because everyone wants their hand in the cookie jar. Nintendo knew Citra. Nintendo knew music. But that in mind, I will say between the two consoles, I had a lot of time. Minor oddities aside, and that one, Garth Bangle did the individual. I wish I got to talk more to Rebirth fans because I didn't really they were just kind of there. They didn't talk about them. It was so weird, especially during that time. Everyone got online, got their orders because they wanted you to order ahead of time too, which was wild. I'd never seen that before. But the cool goodies I got there will be in the video, but I couldn't help myself when it came to, I guess, talking about this. Mostly because it was very interesting, the third concert, but dichotomy between fandoms, right? Between the Pokemon fans, between the Final Fantasy fans, between the Sonic fans, between the Mario fans, between the Shrek fans, didn't matter who. At the end of the day, if you're part of a fandom, it's telling when all of you get together and how all of you act, right? Final Fantasy ones were more reserved, which was bizarre to me, They were more quiet, which, again, I'm a quiet, reserved person for the most part. But the Sonic fans, I'm pretty sure I could have hugged a stranger. Which is, it's a wild thing to think about. I felt like I could have hugged a stranger. Which, ow, and then the shadow-loving Latinas joke, that was another funny one. I guess now it's canon if you watch Sonic 3, but, it's wild to think. Yeah. And, in any case, I really appreciate anyone who's watched up until this point, or who got through my ad. There's no health tidbit to this one, because of how informal it is. And, I gave my plug-in. But, it was so... I feel like video games have become a medium all of their own, especially since they're way better than the movie industry now, but I guess with Sonic taking over the movie industry. Yeah, Mufasa got dunked on. Completely dunked on. I will say more fandoms need symphonies. I never got to saw the Zelda Symphony, and I'm hoping for their 50th anniversary they do it, because I missed out on the 25th, and I was very, very... But Nintendo, I get to give a dub to Nintendo. They preserved it. They put the whole orchestra on YouTube for everyone to see. Like, you can go there now. It's wild. I didn't think Nintendo would do that. That's a W for Nintendo. Yeah. Wow. Like, it's just great. Yeah. All right. Cool. Thank you so much for watching again. I know this was very interesting. Yeah, it's just, I don't know how to end it other than the Sonic Symphony. I'm hoping for its 40th anniversary we get something, or 35th even, just bring the orchestra back. It was great. I'd love to go again. For Rebirth or Remake, or, if they have another one, I'll try and go to it. I don't know if I'm even banned at Carnegie Hall. I doubt it. They haven't told me, so. And as of making this video, I got one call. I called back, and nothing. Yeah, I called back. Same number. Yeah, same number. That's Full Sail. They keep calling me. Yeah, same number. So, it's the main place. Didn't get an answer. Whatever. Anyway, with that in mind, guys, like, comment, subscribe, buy my game. I don't know. This was so... I didn't have a script for this. I just kind of just went for it. This is like wholesome content, with that whole AI stuff. It's wild. Anyway, later.